Hi everyone, welcome back to Tweak Mix Builds. Today we're going to do some swapping of fans from this Arctic Liquid Freezer 360 stock P12 PWM fan with the Noctua's NF812 by 25 PWM. I mean, for us to see, will it make a big difference or if it's even worth it? Now, looking at the Arctic's P12 PWM here on the left, all the specs are actually here, and comparing to the Noctua's NF812 to our right here, on paper the specs are, not that far on RPM and some stuff, not really that night and day, but if you can see here, the Noctua's NF812 looks like it has an edge, right? So we'll see if how is it going to do in actual performance after swapping them. So stay with me and we'll find out. Before we do the first benchmark here, I'll just like to give you a bit of info on what do we have here in the system that we're going to use to test this with, right? So we're going to use this benchmarking and test runs for gameplay. We have an Intel 14th Gen here, 14700K processor. It is undervolted to 0.075 volt, and current room temperature here is 24 to 25 degrees centigrade. So in our first benchmark, we're just going to run this for 2 minutes because we are not really after with the stability, but for sure during the test run, if it's unstable, you'll see it right away. So right now we're focusing on the temperatures showing at the right portion of the upper right portion of the screen. Is an actual video footage of the CPU with the installed stock fans of the Arctic Liquid Freezer 360, which is 3 P12 PWM fans. Alright, without further ado, we start the benchmark. Okay, immediately the moment we started it, CPU utilization ramped up to 100%. All threads are at full 100% run. CPU is now reaching 80 degrees centigrade. Total power is at 462. Barely reaching 500 watts there. Oh, there you go. Now it's 501.6. By the way, that's total power, meaning total power of the CPU. So we're now looking at 82 degrees centigrade. Still keeping at 82, 84. Oh, there you go. Speed throttle from 5500 now down to 4900 megahertz. Temperature reaching 84. System stable. Right, still at 84. Speed says 5100. Yep. So we're just going to record that 84 degrees centigrade for the maximum temperature, and relative score here is the 3348. All right, just record that for our reference later. Now we try to do some game test here. We test it now with the Formula 1 24.
Hello and welcome along to the Red Bull Ring. It's practice time here in Austria and the hills are about to become alive with the sound of
CPU temperatures getting at 54 at 93 FPS. Well, this is the start of the video. Here you go. Now we try to do some laps and observe the temperatures. Now we're off. Still keeping the temperature at in the 50s. Sorry about that. We're not here to race, we're just testing it anyway. Maybe we can do a lap. Okay. Temps are keeping it. The CPU frequency, it's still keeping it at 5500. Very normal. Keeping FPS 126, 127. By the way, we are actually on G-Sync, the V-Sync mode here. So you're not going to see some high spikes in FPS here, so we're keeping it at 144 Hz maximum, which is the maximum refresh rate of my Asus monitor right now. Alright, we're close to finishing this lap. Alright, there you go. So we've recorded at least 51 to 52 degrees centigrade here, having an FPS or like 123 earlier. They caught them correctly. Alright. Alright, so the next game that we're going to try here is the Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Right, as you can see here, it's a 50 to 52% CPU utilization, running at 59 degrees centigrade right now. We'll just try to do some, quick move around here. We'll let him run. It's a bit heavy. Alright. So let's see. We can do this. So, there you go. It's only spiking at 59 and 60. We'll let him go down. Pretty smooth. Really use all his powers here. There you go. Yep. Keeping it at 58 to 59. 50%, 51% CPU. But you see the threads are all running. You see all 28 threads there of this CPU is running. Right? overall utilization of 50%. I've seen like 61. There you go, 61 degrees centigrade there. We're just going to log that, take note of it, and we'll see. Yeah. All right. There. Okay, last game to test here is the Battlefield 5. Let's see how when it's loading. Temperatures keeping at 55 degrees centigrade. We'll do some practice range tests here so that we can see how it actually performs. Right. Now we're to testing these, do some running. Keeping it at 60, 61. Oh, we're just gonna walk around. No, move away. Alright. 61, 60, up. Alright. Yep, looks like it's keeping it at 61. FPS at 143, 144. Well, it's actually capped to 144 because of the G-Sync activation. Alright, so we're keeping it at 60, 61 degrees centigrade. Right, now we're gonna swap the Arctic's P12 PWM with the Noctua NFA 1225 PWM and see how it goes. Alright, so now we have actually swapped the Noctua NF-A12 by 25 PWM Chromax version from the stock fan of the Arctic Liquid Freezer 360, which is the P12 PWM. Now you can actually see here on the upper right portion of your screen that is the newly installed Noctua NF-A12 25 PWM 3 fan, so it's now also the 360. Alright, now we'll test it again for 2 minutes. We'll see how it works. So earlier with the stock fan, which is the P12, we are reaching 84 degrees centigrade. We'll see now with the Noctua fans if there is a change. My current room temperature now is ranging from 26 to 27 degrees centigrade. It's like 2 degrees centigrade more than earlier when we tested the one with the stock P12 PWM. Now we're reaching 81. We're comparing it with the 84 earlier, 84 degrees centigrade when we are using the stock P12 PWM of the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3. Then again, my ambient temperature now is actually changed. It got hotter, like 2 degrees centigrade hotter, and yet the CPU is keeping it. The cooler is actually keeping it to 82, which is 2 degrees less than earlier. Now we're getting 83. I believe it's just fair to less 2 degrees centigrade from earlier if we get the final results of this. Reaching 83. Alright, well, look at that. We are 2 degrees more and warmer in the room than we've tested the original stock fan, and still Noctua did not reach 84. It reached 83 though, but with less 2, we'll put it to 81 degrees. And from the score earlier, we got the 30,348. Now we got a score of 30,638, which is higher than earlier, meaning our processor is actually cooler now, so it's churning out more performance. Now we're going to test it with this F124. Temperature still looks the same. Now grading 52, 51 right now. We're looking actually at better FPS right now. Earlier it's 124. Now we're looking at 100. We're reaching 138, which is actually better. And it's keeping the temperature 53, 52. Okay. Right, so now we test it on Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Let him run here, run around. Alright. Earlier, we're getting temperatures of 61 at 23 to 24 degrees centigrade room temperature and 119 FPS. As you can see now, the room is currently at 26 to 27 degrees centigrade, and we are looking at 58 degrees centigrade or up to 59, which is a bit colder, right? And the FPS is reaching 131 here. Let him drop. There you go. Gonna try this. Alright. Temperature still looking good. Then let him jump again. Oh no, we're gonna go down first. We are definitely in good in better FPS right now, reaching 135, keeping at 61, same as the temperature earlier, but it's now giving more performance. One more time. There you go. Alright. So now for our last test, game test, we are using the Battlefield 5. Just run around. 60. Earlier with a room temperature of 23 to 24, we're getting 61 here. Now our temperature is between 26 to 27 degrees centigrade, and we are getting 60. Now it's at 62. That's slightly higher. FPS is still the same, reaching at 144. Actually, it reached 144 now. Earlier, it's up to 143. Because we're actually capped at 144 right now because of the G-Sync enabled. Alright, this is actually pretty good, and we'll sum up all the results and we'll quickly discuss about it. So overall, Noctua NF81225 offers better performance and reduced the average temperature to 3.6%, gaining an average FPS by 7.5% versus the P12 PWM of Arctic freezer. And it also delivered a 0.95% Cinebench R23 score. So if you already have the stock fans of the Arctic liquid freezer 360, which is the P12 PWM, it's actually not much of a gain if you're going to change it to Noctua NF81225. So you'd be better off with P12 PWM if you don't have a Noctua NF81225 on hand. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.